right, man, let's revisit Karl Anthony Towns and the Detroit Pistons possibly trading for a quote-unquote star, all-star, superstar, and adding that to the team. Karl Anthony Towns may be available. His name come up because the Minnesota Timberwolves just gave Anthony Edwards a big contract. They're paying Rudy Gobert. It's not working with Edwards, and it's not working with Gobert and Karl Anthony Towns. So somebody big ass German Shepherd and got out. Well, if I was walking out, and I like dogs, I'd be scared of shit. So I mean, I talked about this before, and I'm also just talking the broad situation of the Detroit Pistons adding a superstar. And my thing about Karl Anthony Towns, I mean, yeah, he a star, but you need that rock in the middle. He gotta want to embrace being a center. Until he embrace wanting to be a center, it ain't too much you can do for him. It ain't too much you can do for him. So he go out there and he'll put up great numbers, but to me, the dog ain't in him. And when you talk about and I know the NBA is different, but you talk about the lineage of Detroit Pistons big men, they all been kind of released rugged for the most part. Even Andre Drummond, even though people say he was kind of timid and a little bit soft, he still would get his nose dirty. Theo Rattler was rugged. Guys like Mikey Moore, they at least was hustlers. And it just don't seem like he really got that hustler in him. That's what it seemed like. It seemed like he just really don't got that dog in him. That's what it seemed like. He really don't have that dog in him. So, my bad, I had to stop. But yeah, man, with Karl Anthony, Towns, he just don't seem to have that extra gear, that dog. And I think it starts off with him kind of not wanting to embrace being the center. Same thing with Anthony Davis. When Anthony Davis play inside in, I mean, he's a totally different type of player. He's a totally different type of player when he plays inside, inside, and then, he kind of make his way outside when he have to, more efficient. But overall, I mean, Karl Anthony Towns is one of the obtainable stars that they can get, but he just don't really seem to want to embrace his back to the basket and man in the anchor in the paint, and that's kind of why they get in a bit of trouble. They get in trouble. That's why they end up getting Gobert. So now he can play more like a wing, but God gifted him with wing abilities, but he also gifted him to be a big fella, and he don't want to do that. So, but nonetheless, I feel that I just feel like the Pistons adding a star. I think that's gonna have to wait until like next year. And I said this the other day, to see what you got. That's what it's gonna have to wait to see what you got out there for them to add another star. You just really don't know what you have. So that's one thing we can talk about till we blue in the face, is that add this star, but it's hard to add something when you don't know what you got. Like, a lot of people wanted to add Jaylen Brown, and I'm not mad at it. Jaylen Brown's a hell of a basketball player. But how do you end up mixing that dynamic in with Caden Ivey when they still trying to find their way, and everybody gonna have to adjust to, to each other? And that's kind of like LeBron going to the Lakers, how they messed up the development of Lonzo, Kuzma, and Brandon Ingram, because they all was trying to find their way in the league, but then they had to adjust to LeBron James. They had to adjust to LeBron James. So it's hard when you're trying to find your identity, and then you got to find out how to play with these ball dominant superstars in the NBA. That's real tough. So it's hard to say, well, let's add a star, let's add a star, let's add a star. Even if you really can get them, and it's going to give Minnesota cap relief, and it's going to turn, the Minnesota Timberwolves over to Karl Anthony Towns. Yeah, it's easy to say that. But at the end of the day, I just don't think it's the right time. Now, if you got an opportunity to get somebody that you truly believe in as a star, you get them. I mean, obviously, if you can get Giannis, if you can get somebody of that ilk, I mean, you got to do it. You figure out the schematics later, but, they got to figure out what they got with the guys that they got, if that make any type of sense. So, but it's going to be opportunities, and people with this new luxury tax, they're going to be looking to dump salaries. You see Atlanta was just looking to dump John Collins' salary just to, sign DeJounte Murray to $120 million, I think it was a 4-year extension or whatever. So, you get it. You definitely get it. You definitely get it, but yeah, man, let me know what you guys think. Check out the Trey Piston Talk playlist. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance to get notifications. We go live or drop a video. Financially want to support the channel, Cash App, $CJGood313, Venmo, CJGood313, PayPal link in the description. Hit the link tree, find me on Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, just Spotify and Anchor. Check out the Trey Piston Talk playlist for videos like this.